In this video, I'm going to reveal the worst businesses to start this year. Now, normally my videos aren't typically negative in nature, but trust me, watching this video is important because my goal is to make sure you're investing your time and money wisely. Not every side hustle opportunity is a good one, and not every business is suited for every person. Plus, the business landscape is constantly changing and some business models are just simply no longer viable. What's up everyone, my name is Steve Chu and I run two seven-figure businesses over at bumblebeelinens.com selling handkerchiefs and my e-commerce blog over at mywifequitherjob.com. I'm also the author of the Wall Street Journal best-selling book, The Family First Entrepreneur, that teaches you how to achieve financial freedom without sacrificing your family time. Now just a quick heads up before we start, this video wasn't created to discourage you, but to empower you, because it's all about avoiding potential pitfalls and financial headaches. Now the first business that I would avoid this year is retail arbitrage. Now retail arbitrage is a business model where you buy products at low prices from retail stores, either physical or online, and then resell those items at a higher price on marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, or Etsy. And the difference between the purchase price and the sale price is your profit. Now most of you guys probably don't know this, but before I launched bumblebeelinens.com, I actually started with retail arbitrage. For example, many years ago, and I'm probably going to date myself here, Tickle Me Elmo dolls were the hottest toys on the market and they were sold out everywhere. Now I happened to be in a toy store one weekend and I saw 5 of these toys in stock, so I bought them all and then flipped them immediately on eBay for a pretty good profit. Now this is essentially how retail arbitrage works, and on the surface it sounds pretty fun and profitable. All you got to do is shop the clearance racks at Target, list those products on Amazon, and keep the profit. But here's the main problem with retail arbitrage. Over the years, this business model has become increasingly popular, which means that there are a ton of bargain shoppers already doing this. It's actually really hard to find items to flip for a profit that aren't already being sold by many other sellers. Now, I got super lucky with the Tickle Me Elmo dolls, and to this day, I've never been able to replicate that success. Finding products to resell is often hit or miss, and there's no guarantee that the items you find one day will still be available the next day. And basically, once you hop on this hamster wheel, you have to constantly be on the lookout for new deals. And if you can't find a good deal, then you're not going to make any money. Also, you better love shopping because that's what you're going to be doing all day. You can't really scale a retail arbitrage business because you're limited by how many items you can find and buy, then store, pack, and ship. For example, I have a buddy who makes about $35,000 to $50,000 a year doing retail arbitrage, which actually isn't bad, but he literally shops like 6 to 8 hours per day and has a truck that he drives around to pick up his merchandise. But here's the biggest disadvantage. If you sell on a platform like Amazon, there are strict rules to follow. If the brand that you are selling decides to not let you sell their product any longer, you could get stuck with a pile of unsellable inventory. For example, a while back, my buddy bought a ton of Lego products on clearance from a toy store to sell on Amazon. And then one day, all of his selling privileges were revoked because Lego did not want arbitrage sellers on Amazon any longer. In addition, prices change all the time, and it's a huge financial risk to buy a bunch of products up front. If you miscalculate demand or buy a product that ends up not selling as well as you thought, you may be stuck with a bunch of unsold inventory. So overall, retail arbitrage is okay for making a couple bucks here and there, but it's definitely not a good long-term business model. Not only is it getting harder every single year, but you constantly have to seek out new deals in order to stay profitable. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you sign up for my free 6-day e-commerce mini course below, where I'll teach you the ins and outs of selling online. It's 100% free and a no-brainer to sign up. Now the next business I would definitely not start this year is selling wholesale on Amazon. Amazon Wholesale is an e-commerce business model where you find an established brand name product, purchase it in bulk at wholesale prices, and then sell it on Amazon FBA. Now, unlike other Amazon business models, such as retail arbitrage or online arbitrage that we just discussed earlier, selling wholesale on Amazon allows you to make bulk purchases from a single supplier to provide you with a consistent supply of products. So right off the bat, Amazon Wholesale is actually a much better business model than retail arbitrage, but not by much. In general, the gross margins for Amazon Wholesale are decent at around 50% or so, and after Amazon fees and FBA, you end up making between 20 to 25% net. Again, this isn't horrible, but selling wholesale successfully on Amazon requires you to find well-known branded products with high demand and a low number of sellers selling the same product. Now, the biggest flaw with Amazon wholesale is that since you are selling other people's products, you will be competing with many other sellers selling the exact same item on Amazon. And when there are many sellers selling the exact same item on a large marketplace like Amazon, the price always spirals to the bottom. Every product you sell will have multiple sellers, and there can only be one active seller per listing on Amazon who owns what is called the buy box. To win the buy box, you constantly have to lower your prices. For example, let's say you decide to sell Pantene shampoo wholesale. Well, this one bottle of Pantene champagne already has 8 active sellers competing for the buy box. And to win the buy box, you usually have to be the lowest price offering. Now, because prices change all the time, you have to watch all of your listings like a hawk to make sure you consistently have the buy box in order to make any money at all. In fact, the only way to make the Amazon wholesale business model a viable option is if you can somehow land an exclusive wholesale account where you are the only authorized seller of a product. For example, my student Abby Walker has an exclusive agreement with Insolia to sell their insoles under her brand over at vivianlu.com. As a result, she makes millions of dollars every year as the only seller. But these exclusive wholesale deals are extremely rare and hard to land. And in many cases, brands will opt to sell their own products on Amazon and keep the bulk of the profits. After all, why would a company give up a 50% margin to another Amazon seller when it's so easy to create a listing on Amazon? Not only that, but most brands now require a brick and mortar store or a strong online presence in order to get an exclusive contract. You also need a decent amount of upfront capital to pay for inventory. And then finally, when you sell other people's products, you don't own or control any aspect of your business. Most of my friends who are successful doing Amazon wholesale often lose a number of their wholesale contracts every single year and are constantly on the hunt for new deals to fight the attrition. In my opinion, it's just not worth the time. But overall, if you're going to do wholesale, then sell wholesale on your own website, because at least on your own website, you will be the only seller. Now, the next business model that I would never ever start in a million years is a business that dropships from China. Right now, the most popular dropshipping business model is called AliExpress dropshipping, and here's how it works. You find a product on AliExpress at low prices, you list the product on your own online store, and when a purchase is made, you buy the same product on AliExpress and have it shipped directly to the end customer, and you keep the difference in cost as profit. Now, right now, there's actually many services that allow you to connect your Shopify or your WooCommerce store directly to AliExpress to make the entire process seamless. You don't have to store inventory, you don't have to ship out products, and getting started requires no money at all. But what they don't tell you is that you have to manage your own customer service. What they don't tell you is that 90% of the products shipped from China via AliExpress are just pieces of junk with little or no quality control. Now, to gauge the quality of an AliExpress product, all you gotta do is search for an AliExpress review on Google and you'll find thousands of negative reviews. And remember, these products are shipped from China, so they take forever to make it to the customer. Now, the cheapest viable AliExpress shipping option that doesn't cost an arm and a leg literally takes up to 60 days for delivery. Now, can you imagine a customer buying something from you and having to wait 60 days for delivery only to receive a piece of junk? This is what lies in wait if you decide to pursue this business model. So just don't do it. Now, the other con that no dropshipping guru will tell you is that vendors on AliExpress are just regular people selling stuff. They aren't real suppliers or real factories, so their prices may change at any time and listings disappear all the time. As a result, keeping your store in sync with AliExpress is always a problem. Now, I actually interviewed the founder of Spocket, a popular US dropshipping app, on my podcast about AliExpress dropshipping, and I flat out asked him what he thought, and he basically shared my same sentiments. AliExpress dropshipping might make you a couple bucks here and there, but it's not a good long-term business model. By the way, just for the record, Spocket doesn't dropship from AliExpress. So if you're going to spend the time trying to buy traffic and sales to your shop, you must sell high-quality products and be able to provide excellent customer support. This is impossible with AliExpress dropshipping, even though it costs practically nothing to start. Now, the final business model that I would never ever start today is a brick and mortar retail store. Now, most of you don't know this, but when my wife and I first started BumblebeeLinens.com, we actually considered creating a brick and mortar store. And when we ran the numbers, it would have cost us about $500,000 upfront to launch our store. Meanwhile, when we decided to go the online route, we invested only $630 and made over $100K in profit in our first year business selling handkerchiefs online. In fact, we were profitable from day one. Now, if you are a tech-averse person, starting a brick and mortar store or something physical might seem easier at first because everything is tangible. But everything in this world is already moving towards 100% digital. Starting your own online store the right way is actually easier than ever thanks to e-commerce platforms like Shopify, BigCommerce, Shift4Shop, and WooCommerce. Now, back in 2007 when I started, it took me several months to launch BumblebeeLinens.com. But today, you can literally have your store up and running in a matter of days. Now that I told you what e-commerce models to avoid, make sure you watch this video here where I'll walk you through how you can launch your own beautiful online store for less than $3 the right way. I'll provide you with a custom-made template that I designed along with all the graphics. And remember, when it comes to launching your own business, don't go for what's easy. You have to play the long game. Sell products that you own and can be proud to sell. Good luck.